Myself Ramesh. Today especially we will talk about the intermediate second year, the chemistry practical important Viva questions. We will discuss today in this class. So while you can see that intermediate, the practical it should be conducted by every colleges like mathematics practical, physics practical, and chemistry practical, and biology and botany practical they will conduct in every intermediate colleges, especially in second year. So those will be carry the 30 marks for a practical subject. So before we are going to discuss about that, see the what are that chemistry important practical Viva questions we will discuss in top 30 important questions. Most of these questions they will ask the examiner who are coming from that outside of the examiner of your college. They will observe your the record how you wrote, and they will see you in the practical final. They will ask you few questions about that particular subject. So now we will discuss specially in today the chemistry subject. The chemistry, what are the top 30 practical Viva question today we will discuss slide by slide. Okay, so shall we move into the first slide? The first question is they will ask you that many like in especially in chemistry practical they have the titrations and organic solvent identification. Most of that intermediate second year they have the two categories, especially the chemistry. One is the titration kind, like means the volumetric titration. One practical is that. Another one is the organic salt identification. Suppose they will give you few of salt, and what is that name of that salt we need to find out. We need to do the some basic parameters in especially in organic chemistry. And physical chemistry you can see the titration, stang acids, burette and conical plants. They will do for the back titration, and you will find out that what is the volumetric values. So these are the major two practicals we need to do in intermediate second year. So the before that after they will ask you few important Viva question. Now we will discuss in slide by slide. You can see the first one question, what is Tollens reagent? You can see here the first question is, you can see here what is the Tollens reagent. Many examiner they will ask you the question what is the Tollens reagent. So the ammonical silver nitrate solution is called Tollens reagent. This is the very simple. So simple, what is the Tollens reagent? Simply we will say the ammonical silver nitrate solution is called as a Tollens reagent. Then you can see here the second one question, what is Nessler's reagent? Okay, what is the Nessler's reagent? You can see here the Nessler's reagent you can find out here. The Nessler reagent is the aqueous solution of potassium iodine and mercury chloride and potassium hydroxide, and it is the common formula is K2HgI4. This is that Nessler's reagent. Okay, so that is it clear? And another one, third one question is very simple question. They will ask some basics kind of question. What is base? So mostly they will ask what is base, what is acids, what is salt, this kind of similar kind of words. So now we will see that what is base. So base is a compound which gives hydroxyl ion, means OH minus in solution upon dissociation, that is called as a base. Now we can see what is that potable water. So this is very important. What is potable water? This is a very common word we will use in potable water. So the water which is free from disease producing elements or bacteria, that is called potable water. Then fifth one question, what is density of a liquid? So what is the density of liquid? The density is mass by volume, that is simply we will say density. Now we can see that next slide in sixth question, give a biochemical uses of chromatography. First you need to know what is chromatography. Chromatography is one of the separation techniques. Suppose if you take that bulk of any substance, it will be separate by according to their ions, according to their molecular weight, they will separate by the charge also. So what is that chromatography main aim? It helps to separation of amino acids, especially in biochemicals, and proteins, peptides and nucleic acid and etc. Many purpose they will use for the, especially in biochemical uses, chromatography techniques is one of the separation for the amino acids, protein, peptides and nucleic acids. Then seventh question is, what is the pH of pure water at room temperature? Means 25 degrees Celsius. So the pure water of pH is 7. Then 8th question is, what is the exothermic reaction? The exothermic reaction is the reaction at which heat is generated. Depending on the temperature, generally the reactions are two types. One is the exothermic and another one is the endothermic. So this is very important. Exothermic reaction. So exothermic reaction means the heat should be generated. And what is the endothermic reaction? You can see here, you can talk here endothermic reaction. So you can do here endothermic reaction. So endothermic reaction is the heat absorbed reaction. So heat absorbed reaction you will call endothermic reaction. Exothermic means heat generated. Endo should be heat is absorbed. So this is the sentence should be that reaction should be is very important. And what is the crystallization? Very simple bit. What is the crystallization? The process of obtaining crystal of substance from its saturated solution. That is called crystallization. Then next we say define the melting point. So what is the boiling point, melting point? The constant temperature at which the solids convert into liquid. The solid should be converted into liquid, that is called melting point. Then 11th one question, what is the effect of impurity on the melting point of the substance? So decreasing the melting point of the substance, that is the effect of impurities. They define what is the boiling point of the liquid. So the constant temperature at which the liquid is converted into vapor, that is called boiling point. So you can say what is the lime water? The calcium hydroxide solution is called lime water. What is the standard solution? A solution which known concentration, that is called standard solution. The 15th one, define the concentration of the solution. So that is very important. The amount of solute present in definitive volume of the solution, that is called concentration of solution. Now you can say 16th one, yes, the sodium hydroxide is the primary standard. Name any two primary standards. So sodium hydroxide, it is not one of the primary standard solution. So oxalic acid and anhydrous sodium carbonate is the one of that primary standard solutions. Then 17th one bit, what is that end point? So it is that point at the titration at which the chemical reaction involves in its the just completed, that is called end point. And the 18th one, define the indicator. An indicator, the substance which indicates the completion of a reaction in a titration by color change, is termed as the indicator. So what is the few indicators? Nowadays the people are using many indicators: methyl red, methyl orange and bromocresol. So you can see few of the indicators they use for the titration: methyl red, methyl orange and bromocresol. And 20 is the which indicator is used in the titration of strong alkali and weak acid. So strong alkali and weak acid is the phenolphthalein is one of the indicator used for the strong alkali and weak acid. And 21 bit, name the indicator used for titration of strong and weak base. Methyl orange is one of the indicator to use for the titration of strong acid and weak base. What type of titration is permanganate titration? So KN4 titration is one of the redox titration. Redox titration means it simultaneously happen in the oxidation and reduction, that is called as redox titration. What is the indicator used in permanganate titration? The potassium permanganate itself act as one of the indicator. KMnO4 is one of the act as a indicator. Why the dilute sulfuric acid added to while preparing the standard solution of more salt? So it is added to prevent the hydrolysis of ferrous salt. That is the main concept for the sulfuric acid is used for the more salt. Then what is the redox titration? So the titration at which the involves a redox titration simultaneously oxidation reduction, that is called redox titration. Then you can see that what is the color of manganese salt? The flesh color is the manganese salt. And what is the lime water? Calcium hydroxide solution you call simply known as the lime water. Then what is the pH? This word is very important. So the pH is the solution in the negative logarithm of the hydrogen ion concentration. pH is called log 10 H plus ion. That is called pH. What is the viscosity? This is very simple word. So it may be defined as the measure of the internal resistance of the motion of a fluid by reason of the force of the coherence between the molecules. That is called viscosity. What is normality? The fraction of gram equivalent of the substance dissolved in per liter of solution is known as a normality. Okay. Then 31st is the, what is the 31st bit? We'll see here. Sorry. 31st is the, what is the normality of 1 molar solution H3PO4. So here you can see that on right answer is 3.0. Normality. The explanation H3PO4 is the tri-basic. So 3 into 1 is equal 3.0 normality. What is the SI unit of temperature? The temperature will be measured in many units like Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin, centigrade. So the right answer is the Kelvin, and you can see here the explanation also for the Kelvin of one of the 7 SI units of the used in the measure of thermodynamic temperature, and it design an SI unit of degree Celsius, and SI unit is unusual. So these are the some temperature units, especially in Kelvin in SI unit. And then 33 is among which isomeric amines, tertiary amines have the lowest boiling point of A, B, C, D. So they have the highest molecular mass. They are most basics in nature. They are more polar in nature. They do not form a hydrogen bond. So answer is they do not form a hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bonds can be formed by the primary secondary amines, but not in the tertiary amines as the result of lowest boiling point. That is the problem. And what is the sublimation process? You can see that here is very simple. Sublimation including the melting point, freezing and evaporation. It forms the phase of titration or shift in the state of matter. The substance transfer from solid to gas state, sublimation, without any going through the liquid phase. The common example of sublimation is dry ice and heavy carbon dioxide is the sublimation process. Now you can see some quantitative test of protein. They will ask you how to quantify the proteins in given substance. So protein compounds is suppose egg, albumin, soya bean and milk and pulses. They have lot of few and the gelatin dispersions and sodium hydroxide, copper sulfate, nitric acid, ninhydrin reagent. So for the quantitative detection of the protein is there are the few tests: Buret test, xanthoprotease test. Buret test you can use one of the quantitative test for the protein, and xanthoprotease test and the ninhydrin test. The ninhydrin, these 3 tests are the for the quantitative analysis of protein. And the what is the quantitative test for the carbohydrates? Here also have the 3 tests: test for the concentration sulfuric acid, Wallis test and Benedict test. These are the 3 for the quantitative test for the carbohydrates. And you can see some, while you are doing that experiment, you need to prepare, you need to know some organic important reagents. So failing solutions here you can see copper sulfate, sodium potassium titrate and plus sodium hydroxide aldehyde forms a red PPT that precipitate, and while failing solution the ketones and aromatic aldehyde do not react with. So that is the main concept of failing solution. What is Tollens reagent? Already you seen that earlier the first bit. The Tollens reagent solution of silver, nitrate of ammonium hydroxide, actually Ag NH3 twice OH. This is the aldehyde form silver PPT, means silver mirror with the Tollens reagent. Ketones do not react with. And the next one is Benedict solution, Chips reagents, and you can Nestlor's reagents and the Bayer's reagent. Few of the reagent, Lindlar's catalyst. It is the palladium of poisonous with calcium carbonate, BSO4 in quinoline. And then next one is the Lucas reagent, the mixture of concentration HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 used for distinguish a primary secondary alcohol. Pintones reagents, the H2O2 means H2O2 in the sense hydrogen peroxides, and ferric Fe+3 and Heisenberg reagent, the benzene sulfonyl chloride C6H5NO2 Cl is the one of the Heisenberg reagents. So these are the we need to know for our chemistry. And you can see here, if you like this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe my YouTube channel. And for the next class we will discuss about in detail what are the practical experiments, and we will discuss and about that few of the example of practicals, how to calculate the volumetric titration analysis, how to identify the salt in while you are doing the experiment, what are the problem you need to face, this kind of you will discuss in next my YouTube channel. So I hope you will understood the some important Viva question. Thanks for your